Have you ever wondered why so many Venezuelans have been pouring into the US in the past few years? Welcome to Hear the Web, and today we unravel this compelling tale. I'm Tom, joined by Lily. How are you, Lily?
I'm doing great, Tom. It's definitely a pressing topic to discuss given the immigration headlines dominating the news lately.
Absolutely. The Biden administration recently announced that it's granting temporary legal status to hundreds of thousands of Venezuelans currently in the US. Is this how they're dealing with the influx, Lily?
Indeed, Tom. They're not just granting temporary status, they're accelerating work permits, which, as the administration has indicated, may help to appease Democratic leaders pushing for more support for asylum seekers.
That's a significant move. However, it could offer ammunition for Republicans who believe President Joe Biden has been too lenient on immigration. I wonder how that will play out.
It's a complicated balance, Tom. The Homeland Security Department plans to grant temporary protected status to an estimated 472,000 Venezuelans who arrived in the U.S. by July 31st. The goal is to make it easier for them to work legally.
Wow, that's a huge number. But remember, Lily, this is added to about 242,700 Venezuelans who already qualified for temporary status before this announcement.
That's correct, Tom. But let's not forget this is urgently needed as Venezuela has been grappling with a political, economic, and humanitarian crisis over the last decade. It's so dire that 7.3 million people have had to leave, with essentials like food being virtually unaffordable.
Unbelievable. Most of those fleeing have settled in neighboring Latin American nations, yet a good number have started coming to the US through the notoriously dangerous Darien Gap, a jungle stretch in Panama.
Yes, quite a perilous journey. Let's stress, though, that Venezuelans who arrive in the U.S. after July 31st of this year won't be eligible for this protection. Those now eligible will need to apply for it.
Let's switch gears for a moment and talk about how this affects local governments. Mayors and governors in states like New York and Massachusetts and cities like Chicago have been calling for ways to integrate newly arrived migrants legally into the workforce.
That's true, Tom, especially considering the strain that newly arrived migrants are putting on these regions' resources. New York, where the government is required to provide housing for anyone in need, is currently housing about 60,000 newly arrived migrants.
That's just one city. This issue is undoubtedly a difficult one for the administration, which is also being critiqued by Republicans for appearing to not have control over the border situation. In Eagle Pass, Texas, for instance, they've declared a state of emergency because of the severe undocumented immigrant surge. According to Maverick County Sheriff, thousands of migrants crossed into Eagle Pass in just 2 days.
And Tom, to manage this crisis, the administration has leaned on the Defense Department forces to support Homeland Security staff on the border. They're even considering adding up to an astounding 800 new troops for logistics.
The impact is wide-ranging, but ultimately, I think everyone recognizing this immigration situation will need a comprehensive and humanitarian solution. What's clear, though, is that the administration is taking action, like scaling up a process started in May to quickly remove families who have no basis to stay.
And since May 12th, they've reported to have removed 253,000 people and increased their holding capacity along the southern border. But these measures, as crucial as they are, can only address part of a larger systematic issue.
Absolutely, Lily. It's been insightful discussing this with you, and hopefully our listeners found it enlightening as well. Until next time, this is Tom
And Lily, stay informed and stay safe.